Well, let's turn to the situation in Northumberland now, where scores of households are still struggling almost a week after the storm hit.
Tom Barton has travelled to some of our most rural communities in the centre of the county, speaking to those affected.
Graham Charlton's freezer is in a sorry state.
60. It's soft.
Nearly a week after the power went out, he's going to have to throw the contents away. Graham and his wife Marie are still heating and eating by the warmth of the log burner and lighting their house in Eldon near Otterburn with candles. And the frustration is starting to show.
Downhearted,
yes,
sick, feel as if we've been neglected. Just stuck out here in a rural area, it's not good.
Luckily, around here nobody got injured. That's that is the main thing. But the time that it seems to have taken, and
false promises.
As Graham said, the false promises. Oh yes, we're getting it back on. It'll be on tomorrow. It'll be and
so you're still officially, we still don't know where we are.
And this is the root of the problem. Storm Arwen was so ferocious that across the northeast it brought down literally hundreds of power lines, so many that it's taking Northern Power Grid days to get everybody reconnected. Efforts are being made to get broken power lines fixed, but with so many down, those in charge say it will be some time before everyone is back on the grid.
Storm Arwen at its peak affected 240,000 of our customers. That's all over the northeast and into Yorkshire. The epicentre of all that really has been in the northeast, but also the high ground, particularly going down into West Yorkshire as well. We've now got, of those 240,000, we've now dipped below 10,000. So that's really good progress. Of course, that's still almost 10,000 people that are still in the cold there, so we're still working really hard on all hours to get them back on.
In Rothbury, they're coordinating welfare checks for elderly and vulnerable residents across the surrounding villages. Here too, there is anger at the lack of a coordinated response from central government.
If this was in the south of England, there would have been a major incident declared. The army would have been there. Nearly everyone would have their power back on by now, and it would have been all over the national media. But because we're in the north, and I mean the proper north here, we tend to be forgotten about.
As we're finishing up our interview with Graham and Marie, the unexpected happens.
oh, just come on. As we speak.
Just under 6 days after the power went off, it's back on again.
That's unbelievable.
At last, these two can make themselves a cup of tea using the electric kettle. Sadly, for so many across the region tonight, that's something they can only dream of. Now, the power lines which you saw trapped underneath a tree in my report have now, I'm pleased to say, been free. The power, though, here in Whittingham still isn't back on. Homes across the village are still in the dark tonight. The community spirit, though, that we've seen across the northeast over the last few days in the aftermath of Storm Arwen is still very much on show. The memorial hall here has had a generator delivered, and the local scout troop has turned up and is cooking dinners for anybody in the village and the surrounding areas who needs a hot dinner tonight. There have been plenty of people coming and going to take advantage of that offer. But while there is community spirit, there is still also anger at the sheer amount of time it is taking to get these homes, these communities back on the grid and powered once again.